Amazon drivers are judged on speed and efficiency. But for Wilmar, a routine delivery took an unexpected detour, one that would turn him into an overnight sensation and redefine what it means to go the extra mile. In a world often saturated with headlines of negativity, a simple act of kindness, captured on a seemingly ordinary Ring doorbell camera, served as a powerful reminder of the inherent goodness that still resides within us. On a bright, sunny afternoon in the quiet suburban town of Pleasantville, 92-year-old Gigi, a beloved grandmother battling the relentless grip of dementia, wandered away from the familiar sanctuary of her home. Wilmar, an Amazon delivery driver known for his consistently cheerful demeanor and efficient service, was navigating his usual route, unaware that this particular delivery would be unlike any other he'd ever made. The world, once so familiar and comforting to Gigi, now swam in a sea of confusion. As she stepped out of her front door, the street she had known for decades suddenly felt alien and disorienting. A wave of panic, cold and sharp, washed over her. Where was she going? What was she supposed to be doing? The memory flickered, a distant, hazy image of an errand, a purpose, but it vanished as quickly as it appeared. The sun, warm and inviting on her skin, did little to dispel the growing chill of fear that coiled in her stomach. She passed the old oak tree at the corner, its leaves whispering secrets in the gentle breeze, secrets she couldn't decipher. The vibrant hues of Mrs. Gable's prize-winning roses, usually a source of delight, only served to deepen her disorientation. A fleeting memory, a fragment of her youth, surfaced, a time when she could walk for miles, her legs strong, her mind sharp. She remembered the scent of freshly baked bread, the sound of children's laughter, a world brimming with clarity. But the memory faded, leaving her stranded once more in the present, a present that felt increasingly like a bewildering maze. She saw a neighbor tending his garden, his back to her. He didn't notice the lost look in her eyes. A young woman walking a playful golden retriever smiled at Gigi as she passed, but the smile was fleeting, the connection missed. Gigi continued her aimless journey, each step taking her further away from safety, further into the fog of her own mind. Another day, another mountain of packages. Wilmar glanced at the dashboard clock, the digital numbers a constant reminder of the relentless pressure of his delivery schedule. He prided himself on his efficiency, on being that friendly face that brought a little bit of sunshine and, of course, much anticipated packages to people's doorsteps. He even kept a small stash of individually wrapped candies in his glove compartment, a little something extra for the houses with kids, a small gesture that often elicited squeals of delight. As he rounded the corner onto Elm Street, a figure in the distance caught his eye. An elderly woman, walking slowly, almost hesitantly, along the sidewalk. There was something about her posture, a slight stoop, a certain uncertainty in her gait, that tugged at his intuition. Years of interacting with people on his route, a diverse tapestry of humanity, had honed his ability to read subtle cues, to sense when something was amiss. For a fleeting moment, the pragmatic side of his brain, the part that was acutely aware of his ticking clock and overflowing delivery list, urged him to drive on. He was already running behind. But the image of the woman's frail figure, seemingly adrift in the vastness of the suburban landscape, refused to be dismissed. He remembered his own grandmother, a woman who had showered him with unconditional love and endless batches of homemade cookies. A wave of empathy, powerful and undeniable, surged through him. He couldn't just leave her. He pulled his Amazon van over to the curb, his heart beating a little faster than usual. He approached her cautiously, his voice soft and reassuring. "Excuse me, ma'am. Are you all right?" He noticed the medical alert bracelet on her wrist, a small silver band engraved with vital information. It was a lifeline, a beacon in the fog of her confusion. The phone call to Karen was a blur of hurried words and mounting anxiety. Karen's voice, initially tight with panic, gradually softened with relief as Wilmar described the situation, his location, Gigi's calm demeanor. "Is my mother okay? Where is she?" she asked, her voice trembling with a mixture of fear and desperation. "I am on my way, but please do not leave her." Wilmar reassured her, his voice firm and steady. "She's safe. I'm with her. I'll stay with her until you arrive, or until I can bring her safely home, with your direction, of course." Karen lived with a perpetual knot of anxiety coiled tightly in her stomach. Caring for her aging parents, both battling the cruel thief that was dementia, was a relentless, emotionally draining, full-time responsibility. She had meticulously crafted a safety net of technology: the Ring doorbell camera, GPS trackers embedded in their shoes, medical alert systems strategically placed throughout the house. These were her lifelines, her silent guardians, her constant companions in the ongoing struggle to keep her loved ones safe. But even with all the precautions, the multiple layers of security, there was always that nagging fear, that insidious whisper in the back of her mind, warning her that something could still go wrong. That one day, the carefully constructed walls of protection might crumble. Her heart leaped in her throat when her phone rang, the unknown number flashing on the screen. Her hands, already trembling slightly from the constant undercurrent of worry, shook even more violently as she answered, bracing herself for the inevitable bad news. Then Wilmar's voice, calm and reassuring, cut through the static, a beacon of hope in the gathering storm of her fear. As he described finding Gigi, her disorientation, the medical alert bracelet, a wave of relief, so profound and overwhelming, washed over her. It was so strong that her knees momentarily buckled, and she had to grip the edge of the kitchen counter to steady herself. "Thank you," she whispered, the words barely audible, choked with emotion. "Thank you, thank you, thank you." A silent prayer of gratitude, a heartfelt outpouring of relief, flooded her mind. "He's an angel," she thought, "a complete stranger, and he saved my mother." She grabbed her keys and purse, dialing a neighbor to meet Gigi as she got directions from Wilmar. She then logged into the Ring app, seeing the feed, seeing Wilmar, her hero. Wilmar, following Karen's instructions, carefully guided Gigi back to her home. He gently helped her out of the van, his hand firmly but kindly supporting her arm as he lowered her to the ground. Every movement was deliberate, respectful, filled with a quiet understanding of her fragility. Karen, arriving moments later, rushed towards her mother, her arms outstretched, her eyes brimming with tears. The reunion was a silent embrace, a powerful testament to the unbreakable bond between mother and daughter. Words seemed inadequate, superfluous in the face of such overwhelming relief and gratitude. "I don't know how I can ever repay you," Karen finally managed to say, her voice thick with emotion. "You're a true hero. You saved my mother's life." She offered him a small, hastily wrapped gift, a box of her mother's favorite chocolates, a token of appreciation that felt insufficient, yet profoundly meaningful. Wilmar, his cheeks flushed with a mixture of embarrassment and quiet pride, simply smiled. "I'm just glad I was in the right place at the right time," he said, his voice humble. "It was the right thing to do. Anyone would have done the same." He paused, then added, "She reminded me of my own grandmother." It was a simple statement, yet it spoke volumes about the empathy, the compassion that had driven his actions. In a matter of minutes, a routine Amazon delivery had transformed into an extraordinary act of human kindness. Wilmar's story is a poignant reminder that heroes don't always wear capes or possess supernatural powers. Sometimes, they wear a uniform and drive a delivery van, their superpowers residing in their compassion, their awareness, their willingness to extend a helping hand to a stranger in need. The video, shared countless times across social media, became a symbol of hope, a testament to the enduring power of human connection in a world that often feels fragmented and disconnected. It sparked a conversation, a wave of appreciation for the unsung heroes who walk among us, reminding us that even the smallest acts of kindness can have a profound and lasting impact.